There's good and then there's better. Anyways, Eel Coot here, come back at you with another exciting video. So I wanted to show everybody today what the criteria is for when I pick extra virgin olive oil, right? These two are from Costco. They're both great. If you're gonna use your olive oil fairly quickly, like you're gonna go through an entire bottle within like, 2, 3, 4 months, the plastic is okay. I'd still rather transfer this to a glass container, which I'm probably gonna end up doing anyway. But the reason why glass is better than plastic is because the plastic interacts with the olive oil and it just makes the decay rate a little bit quicker. Whereas glass, the decay rate is lower, decay, right? The decomposition. So with glass, the decay rate is lower. It helps it to stay fresher for longer. So if you're going to buy olive oil and buy one bottle and use the maybe one bottle every year, I would stick with the glass or just buy the plastic and then transfer it into a glass. You shouldn't have any issues. The quality, right? Within the Costco price range. So $14 per liter, $15.50 per liter, and then $13 per liter. That price is a year and a half old. And full disclosure, this is from Ross, not from Costco. But I would say within that like $14 to $15, $16 price range, these two from Costco are a great choice. It's ironic that this one costs $1.50 more because you have the harvest date, right? You also have the specific region, right? Predominantly from, it's telling you like what type of olives they're coming from. And then you can trace that back to the region in Italy, which is Bari, right? It costs $1.50 more, and I think the $1.50 more is also for the glass bottle. So I think it's worth it to pay that $1.50 more, just saying. But like I said, you can buy this one, put it into like an old wine bottle with a cork, you'll be just fine. The darker the glass, the better. So with that being said, Costco price range, very good stuff, very usable. Saute, you can use it as salad dressings. You can put it in your pizza dough. You can kind of do whatever you want to do with it, right? It's olive oil. Fry with it. Just try not to deep fry in olive oil. There's this whole thing about the olive oil breaking down and carcinogens and blah, blah, blah when it hits a certain temperature over and over and over again. But I think for like general frying, like you're going to make sausage and peppers, or you're going to put some olive oil in your, Sunday sauce, pasta sauce, pizza sauce, whatever the case may be. Any three of these will do the job and you'll be good to go. Taste. What are we looking for in terms of flavor? What I love about both of these is that they do have a peppery zip, like almost like a lemon zest undertone as well. So as the oil as it moves from taste bud to taste bud to taste bud, you get this pop, this peppery pop, this kick, a little bit of pepperiness going down the back of the throat as you fully swallow it as well. But give it a taste. Taste it, swirl it around your mouth, see what it tastes like just on its own. A teaspoon worth, I think, is enough to get a true sense of what's going on there. Don't be surprised if you start coughing or get, a little bit more zip than you like. But that's what these two olive oils are going to give you. That potent, freshness, that bright, that green, grassy brightness that you like the zip, the punch, whatever you want to call it. That's what these are going to give you. If this bottle's a year and a half old, if it starts tasting like older walnuts, right? Like rancid walnuts, that's how you know that the olive oil has lost its luster. Wah, wah, wah. What I'm going to use the remainder of this for, because I hardly ever use this one, what I'm going to use this for is I'm going to put this into like pizza dough, or I'm going to put it into like pasta dough, something that's going to cook it like a really, like pizza dough especially, something that's going to cook at a really high temperature where it's not going to futz with the flavor of the dough too much, especially since like it's just starting to go rancid, but I wouldn't put this on a salad. And it's not because of the brand or the olive oil, like no harsh, intentions there. It's just because it's been over a year and a half. See, look at the expiration date there. It's been over 2 months since it's been past due, which means this was probably made about 2 years ago. Like usually olive oil should last about a year to a year and a half, give or take. And if you actually look on this one, see the harvest date, 2024 to 2025. I bought these two bottles today. This one, the best buy or use before date or whatever it is, best before, October 8th, 2026. So they're giving you a year and 2 months. on this one, you can kind of correlate that this one is also like a year and 2 months, give or take a year to a year and a half. So that's how you kind of know. But harvest date, if it's within the last year, you're good to go. So anyways, let's go one level better, right? Just one level better. This was also, believe it or not, a Ross buy. And I think I bought this maybe about 6 months ago or so. So $13, right? Compare at 18. And this is only for 500 milliliters, right? So theoretically, this one, even if you paid the sale price, it's $26 a liter. Or if you paid full price, right, it would be $36 per liter. That's some pretty pricey olive oil there. But this one, this is the finisher. This is the one that I use when I'm not going to cook with it, right? This is the one that's going to be like in a salad dressing, or I want to dip some bread into it, or I want to have an olive oil that I know is not going to be brought up to temperature or cooked, right? Something that's going to be raw out of the bottle and eaten, that kind of a vibe. You make some, let's say like you make some like pasta with fava beans, or you make some like lentils or whatever. You want to just drizzle a little olive oil on top. This is what I would use that for. This is like not the primo $60 a liter, right, for olive oil. I've seen some really good olive oils come out lately that have been in that price range. Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to test them, but I would imagine they're just one level up from this. But anyways, if you're in the Costco price range, either of these two is fine. If you're at Ross and you happen to see this brand, it's a good buy. I would say it's definitely a good buy. But if you want that, just that level upness, and you're looking for more pepperiness, more bite, more lemon zest undertones, more grassy notes, more flavor, more burst explosion of pepperiness and bite and kick and everything else, level up. Pay the extra money, but believe me, it's worth it. So this one is, however the heck you pronounce that, Fiorentini, I think, from Firenze. So this is basically coming from Florence. L'olio amico, and then product of Italy, cold pressed. There's your net content right there. Dark glass bottle, right? Ironically, compared to the other two right there, you can kind of see, let me separate these so we're not getting any like filtered results here, but there you go. These two are the same color, and it's not about the color per se as much as it is the darkness, the opacity. Is that the correct word? Like light is gonna pass less through this one because the color of the glass is darker, whereas the glass is green. I think these are like a brownish green. This is more like a green, but the light's gonna pass a little bit easier through this one. No big deal. Like I said, this would be something I would keep in the bottle as it comes, and then I could keep this bottle for a year and I know that it would still be peppery and bright and worth, the $13 for 500 milliliters or $26 for the liter. So let's explore this one a little bit more. Let's turn to the backside here. So there's the actual label. If you want to go ahead and check that out, serial numbers and all that, because I think honestly I'm going to buy this one again when I finish this one. But here's the back. Right, so there's the label again, 100% Italian extra virgin olive oil, ingredients extra virgin olive oil. There's some marketing stuff going on here, but product of Italy is what I like seeing. This one has all of these, these both do have these like certification seals. Again, marketing, certified by the blah, 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 whatever. This one here again, certified product certification, blah, 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 whatever. But if you notice, where was it? Product of Italy. And then if you see here, where is it? Product of Italy. You kind of get the same thing going on here. Product of Italy, right? Then you've got nutritional facts usually are about the same, like 120 calories for every tablespoon. That's consistent on all of these, right? 120. And then there you got another 120. You kind of get an idea. And then down here, there's your Italian language writing or whatever. Basically, they're basically telling you like where it was bottled or whatever the heck. Keep in a cool, dry place. You kind of get a sense. And then there it says, do not refrigerate product, can become cloudy at low temperatures. So that is the ultimate test of extra virgin olive oil just in general. If you taste it and it tastes like olive oil, it has that pepperiness, that bite to it, that blah, 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 whatever. When you stick it in the fridge for more than 10 hours, what happens is it starts to get cloudy, gelatinous Is that a word? Jelly, like jelly-ish. It gets coagulated, right? It gets thicker. You get these white dots in there. Depending on how long you leave the olive oil in the fridge, it should become like solidified or coagulated. You kind of get a sense of what I'm trying to say there. So that would be the ultimate last test of the refrigerator test, see if it passes that. If the olive oil stays liquidy after you put it in the fridge for 10 hours, odds are it's been cut with something. Like cut with canola oil, soybean oil, vegetable oil, like you name it. So the more cloudy and coagulated it gets, the more pure, right? The more 100% Italian extra virgin olive oil that it is. So anyways, just to recap this video, if you were going to go to Costco and you were looking at something within the Costco price range, $14 a liter, $15.50 a liter, $13 a liter, even though this is at Ross and even though it was bought a year and a half ago, I would say either of these two would be a great choice because I know that these are pretty pure in terms of pureness. They pass the refrigerator test. They pass the flavor test. They pass the pop, the zest, the zing, the zip, the pepperiness with the lemony zest undertones. These are definitely my two favorites. This I can use for sauteing, frying, salad dressings, drizzle over lentils, whatever. Same with this one. If I had to just purely fry with one, that I had to choose one to only fry with, like saute sausage and peppers, red bell peppers, sauteing some onions, some vegetables, your mirepoix, your whatever, I would say I'd rather choose this one, even though it was more expensive, because this one just has more. This is like an 8 out of a 10 to me. This is like a 7.5 out of 10. We're talking a very, very finite difference. This one though, no. This one doesn't get cooked. This one is your salad dressing, dip your bread in it, a little bit of balsamic vinegar, red vinegar, maybe the olive oil, dip some bread in there. Oh my God, just absolutely delicious. But that's what this one is for. So believe it or not, Ross, right? You did something good. Definitely a good olive oil for the price, for the quality. I would say, it's so hard to quantify because 8 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10, that's within that price range. Within this price range, you notice a difference. And it's so hard to put a number on it or a factor. This would be like a 12 out of 10 within this price range, right? You're taking something that's out of category and then putting it into this category, right? This level of pricing, and you're trying to give it a number. And it's so hard to do. 12 out of 10, is that 12 out of 10 on this scale, if that's how you want to compare it. This with other olive oils that are in that, $26 to $36 range, you'll have to wait for that video. But anyways, with that being said, I am the Old Coot. I hope this video out there helps someone where maybe you can afford it. Maybe you can spend a little bit more money and you want to get something just a little bit better than the Costco stuff. This could be a choice that you might want to consider buying. But please keep in mind, one last thing I'm going to mention is a lot of times you'll see other people's reviews of olive oil and they're like, oh my God, it's so smooth. What the heck does that mean? Like, does it mean it does not have the peppery finish to it, the pepperiness, the lemon? If something to me is smooth and it doesn't have that pepperiness to it, it's probably one level below extra virgin olive oil. So in that case, you might just want to get, olive oil, or the organic olive oil would be like a level below this. But then there's so many other categories, so many more videos to be made. Comment down below if you want to see that stuff. I'll see if I can spring for it. Money's kind of tight right now, but with that being said, comment down below. I'm the Old Coot. Let me know if you learned something from this video, and I'll catch you all on the next one.